Today we're going to make a French boule, French style country bread. It'll be in a nice ball. It's a round loaf. And this is a bread that's nice and soft, and it'll keep for several days in its softness. It starts with a pre-ferment. You can also call it a poolish. It's similar to an Italian biga, just different from that in the amount of water compared to flour in it. And that pre-ferment or that poolish or that starter, you mix ahead of time with flour and water and yeast, and you just let it do its work for a while, an hour, really up to 16 hours apparently. There's an extension limit on how long you can get that going before it has an effect on the gluten in the bread. But on the smallest end, you can let it sit for an hour. You can let it go overnight, and the amount of time that you let it go affects the flavor. You get more flavor the longer it goes. Okay, so I'm going to show you the ingredients for the starter piece to this. We're going to have 227 grams, about 1 cup of cool to lukewarm water. We're going to have a half teaspoon of yeast, of active dry yeast. We're going to have 149 grams of flour. I'm using King Arthur Sir Galahad flour. So they measure flours in what they call protein content, which is actually a mineral content. But the French baking flour is called T55, and King Arthur Sir Galahad is the closest to that T55. You can also use King Arthur all-purpose. It's also very similar in protein content or ash content or mineral content. And you're also going to need 28 grams of whole wheat. And for our purposes today, I'm just actually going to use, I've had this in the freezer for a little while, wheat berries, hard red spring wheat berries, and we're going to grind them. I do have a flour grinder for the front of my KitchenAid mixer, but that attachment is broken. I can't fix it, so we're going to improvise, and we're going to use a coffee grinder. It'll work just fine. We'll need a bowl to mix this in and to cover and let it do its thing. Something to stir it with. Those are our ingredients. Okay, let's get started.